What's up, guys? Bucktooth Buckos, Toga Peeps, what is hatchin'? Oldmantup coming at you today with post, not pre, wrong P word. Got the P mixed up there. Post-game press conference questions. Now, this is going to have a little bit different feel because we don't have as many questions, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about other things. But, yeah, not very happy with our performance whatsoever. And I apologize for the light and darkness going on here. But not happy whatsoever with our performance against the San Francisco Giants and gym leader Gio. We had some unfortunate disconnects, which really started head games with myself. I am not taking away from gym leader Gio. He played fantastically and he dealt with it well. I did not, and that is on me. That's nothing to do with him. I'm not blaming him for the disconnects or anything like that. I don't want anybody to get that impression. It was just something I hadn't experienced to that extent before, and yeah, it was late in a holiday and screwed with my head. So my apologies for that terrible second half performance in that game with gym leader Gio and the San Francisco Giants. Again, gym leader Gio played great. He was very gracious in getting everything set back up as far as the matches went. He recorded everything, which I don't generally do, which allowed us to play the matches back out almost tit for tat exactly. So I want to thank him for that because that was a lot of work on his end. But let's get into the press conference questions. We do only have 3 this week. So, Spino James, the Owl, would say, after a good start to going to such a large loss, do you think you can still pull the record that you want for the season? We wanted to go undefeated. That kind of slipped out of our grasp, if I understand the proper definition of that term. So, yeah. Can't do that, but ultimately the goal for the season was to go from worst to first. So as long as we win the finals, I can go 500 as long as I make the playoffs and get into the finals and win. We have achieved the goal. So, yeah. All we got to do is make the playoffs. So, bueno. Okay. Next question, and these next 2 questions kind of coincide a little bit. I'm going to ask Sharpedo first. After 2 consecutive losses, are you planning on making any transactions this week? No, I'm not. The team I have, I believe, does very well against Crimson Seabad. And even if I made, I think I said this last week, even if I made changes this week, it wouldn't have taken effect until the previous week. So you can't stack your team for the person you're playing that week. But yeah, don't plan on any transactions. I've looked ahead to our matchups with people, and to be honest, a lot of them look really good. So I don't want to mess with anything just yet, especially since we have a bunch of guys who have been riding the bench the whole season. You know, like Machamp, Curum, Golbat, Archeops. So I mean, that's 4 pokes out of 11-man roster that haven't seen the field yet. And I don't like that, and that will be remedied in the coming weeks. So I don't want to cut anybody until they see the field. I know I did that last season with Rotom. Unfortunately, it just didn't fit my team as well as I thought it did, and yeah. So JCUB72, aka Captain Crocodile, says, "Hey Tup, I thought you played well this week, so kudos to that. Thank you. I'll agree with the first half of the match on that part, not so much the second half. My question is, after this loss from Gio, how well do you foresee yourself doing going up against other bulky teams such as the Sea Kings, for example?" And I know you did use this just for an example. We are not playing the Sea Kings this year. We only have 2 out-of-conference matches, one already having been the Arizona Deoxys, and the next one will be the Boston Red Sox in Week 8. So, yeah. Everything else is within our conference and or our division. So, yeah. That was not the right thing. Okay, here we go. Rest of the question. Do I think I'll have trouble with bulky teams? Not if I get my head out of my butt pucker when I am team building. Let's examine the team that Geo brought. Had I had something, say, like Kurum on my team, that pretty much cuts his wall core down dead where it stands outside of Slowking, which I had many things for. But, so I mean, a simple oversight like that, the main reason it wasn't brought was I over-prepared for something I didn't expect him to bring, as stupid as that sounds. Because if I was bringing Kurum, I was either bringing Scarfed, Specs, or Sub. And all of those have trouble dealing with Blissey. And I didn't expect Geo to bring Blissey. Why is that? Blissey is one of the bulkiest things in the league. Well, let's examine the fact that I believe I have either the first or second overall team average base attack stat in the entire league. And I don't know if Geo examined that ahead of time, but I sure did. And I'm like, well, that's a really bad matchup for Blissey, because things that I brought week 1 and week 2, like Excadrill and Tyranitar and/or Ambipom and Arcanine, really beat the crap out of that thing. So, especially since Blissey likes to use Thunder Wave shenanigans, and that's going to do absolutely nothing against Excadrill and/or Toxic, I really didn't think he was going to bring it. But that did not stop me from bringing what I was going to make Kurum with, and that, in my opinion, was a huge contributing factor to my inability to break that wall core. So, in the future, excuse me, I really need to look closer at things like that. That was mostly my fault. I thought I had appropriate counters for things like Among Us, and I did not. I didn't realize that, and it's just my fault for not running the appropriate calcs. I did not calc an Assault Best Among Us set. So, the things I had that I thought were going to take out Among Us, like Psychic on Thundurus, just straight down the toilet. So, yeah. Next question, and part of that Captain Crocodile question. Do you think you can play through their walls with your wall breakers? Yes, I just need to bring the right ones. Okay, do you think transactions need to be made to revise the team? At this point, no. As I stated, there's many mons that I need to get into battle before I say, I don't think that was a good idea. Because everything I drafted for a reason. And we've already built the team and had the team created for us. Thank you, Tom. Bye, Tom. I'm sorry. My train of thought just, took the wrong exit there. And the team we've built, I think, is a very nice change of pace. I'm not saying I'm not bringing Excadrill and T-Tar. I'm just saying you might see some different set run this week. Because we need a change. We ran basically the same thing, more or less, 3 weeks in a row, and we're 1-2. So we're less than 50%, so something needs to be changed. And there are very many things I can do with Mega Tyranitar, so believe you me, you will see those in the future. Other than that, I'm just very sorry for the lack of performance, especially in the previous week. It was very disheartening, and I was very mad at myself at the end of the match with my lack of performance. I don't want to blame that on the holidays, but I noticed fairly much around the league there was more or less a drop in overall, I don't want to say quality, but it seemed like the holidays really took its toll on how the GBA played out this past week. So we'll wait and see what happens, hoping to bounce back in week 4 against Crimson Seabad and the Detroit Steelwings. So alright guys, this has been Oldmantup. Thank you for watching, and thank you for putting up with the suck that was last week. Alright guys, just want to let you know, tomorrow, pay attention for the straw poll of the options for you to vote for the channel mascot. Not the team mascot. I know I'm throwing this into a GBA video, but shameless self-promotion. I really like a lot of the ideas that have been thrown around on there. There will be a link in the description to the video that you can go and submit your recommendation for what my channel mascot will be from this point forward. Leave it in the comments below. It's explained in the video. It's a very brief video. So alright guys, this is Oldmantup. Thank you once again, and we will catch you on the flip side. Peace.